every revolution, there's one man with a vision.
Hey everybody, Steve here. I put out a video a little while ago about a certain indie comic book creator and his practices. And I got a lot of feedback from it, mostly negative. But then again, all that negative feedback just kind of reinforced what I was talking about in my video. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about one particular comment I got. This fella here, I blacked out his picture and his information. I'm not doxing. I'm not trying to give this guy any steam. But I do want to show you what he said. He said here, NDAs is about keeping spoilers from being leaked before the books are even published. Did you have beta readers and editors? Did you have them sign an NDA? Or were you a trusting soul? Well, Mr. Commenter, I don't have to be a trusting soul. Beta readers and editors they're not out to steal your ideas. As a matter of fact, most writers have so many ideas, they might be willing to share a few just to get them off the plate. Say, you know what? I got an idea. I don't have time for it. You take it. I know I do. I got 5 I can think of off the top of my head about things I want to write right now. And then there's a whole slew of other things behind that, it's just lined up. If someone were to steal one of them, you know what? I can just come right behind and put the next one out. I'm really not worried about it. I'm not worried enough to make people sign NDAs. I did reply to this commenter, letting him know that I thought making his people sign NDAs was a sign of a narcissist who was afraid of people stealing all his ideas, and he was afraid of the world. Again, reinforcing the video. So I said I'm going to make a video about my new book, Shattered, which is coming out June 3rd. So yeah, I mean, if you're making people sign NDAs, how are you supposed to promote it? How are you supposed to generate any hype for a book if, people are like, hey, what's your book about? Can't talk about it. Really? What's the plot? What's going on in this book? Nope, can't say. So how many characters in this book? What, can you give me that? Nope. Can you give me anything about what this book's about? It's a comic book, it is. Buy it. That's about all you get when you get someone signing NDAs. So I'm gonna get a little hype started for my new book. Hey, if you don't know me, my name's Stephen Hudler. I've written 2 books so far, Deadlock and Fallout. And my 3rd book, Shattered, will be out June 3rd. I want to hype up my books. I want to try to get as many people behind this so they can read it. I think you'll love it. It's superhero fiction, action adventure stuff. Easy reads. You don't have to have a college degree to understand it. And so let's prove the naysayers wrong and talk about stuff and screw the NDAs. Before I talk about Shattered, we'll go back and I'll try to give you guys a run-up of what's happened before that. And I'll try to be as spoiler-free as possible. So, first up, Deadlock. Deadlock was the first book I wrote, and it is about 2 men who receive superpowers from aliens. These aliens are having a war, and they've been at war for eons, and they've come to, a deadlock, a stalemate. Neither side can win. So they come to Earth. Each side picks a champion, and whoever wins this fight will determine who wins the alien war. And that's where the book goes. You have the hero, Eddie Solomon, and you have the villain. He takes the name Zealot. And they go about trying to find each other, and eventually they do, and a fight ensues. So that's Deadlock in a nutshell. Fallout takes place 8 months later. And what happens is one alien side just blasts the other alien side while they're still in orbit on Earth. And the radiation filters down, and about not quite 1% of the population of the planet start gaining superpowers. The radiation affects them, and it starts giving people superpowers. So now our hero from the first book, Eddie, is he's going by the name the Guardian now. That's the name he was given by the press and the people and stuff. He's out fighting crime now, and there's more big bads coming, and there's a mystery. Evos, which are what the superpowered people are being called, Evos for evolutionary step. There are Evos dying; they're being killed off, and he is tasked with finding who is killing these Evos off. And there is a team that is working with him. And some of these people are Evos themselves. So he's got an Evo team working with him, trying to find out who this big bad guy is. And they eventually find out who he is. A lot of action takes place in the middle, and then towards the end, there's this huge fight. And things happen. Crazy things happen. It ends on a huge cliffhanger, which is where Shattered comes in. So, Shattered starts right after Fallout. I mean, Fallout ends, boom, Shattered begins. And some of the action takes place on the moon. Now, I'm not giving away too much. You want to know why it's on the moon or how it got to the moon? Read Fallout. But needless to say, Eddie and another hero go to the moon to, one, stop the villain, and two, it's also a rescue attempt. There is some being held hostage, and they're going to the moon to deal with that. Also, the team of Evos that was working with Eddie in Fallout, they have their own thing to deal with. Something happened that they need to deal with now, and it is semi-connected to what's going on. Needless to say, everything kind of comes to a head at the end. And again, big action, lots of suspense. As a matter of fact, one of the beta readers I had for Shattered said this book was a lot darker than the last two. And I was kind of going for that. I wanted a little more darkness in this, a little more angst. You know, I wanted people to feel the pressure, and I think that came across, at least from from the feedback I got from my beta readers who were not NDA'd at all. So yeah, big action stuff going on. What happens to Eddie at the end? Crazy. Again, if I'm doing this as best I can without giving spoilers away, but I will talk about as much as possible. If you guys put questions down in the comments and you want to know more about it, I will do my best to answer those questions. But for now, that's what's going on. That's what's happening in Shattered in a nutshell. And hopefully, I know I kind of glossed over a lot of stuff, but these books are fun. They're fun, exciting reads. They don't require a lot of thought to read them, which is what I wanted. It's just a fun, escapist couple novels to occupy your time, take your thoughts off of all the nonsense going on in the real world, and dive into a superhero adventure that is just packed full of awesomeness. So yeah, that's what I got. No NDAs required. I will happily discuss anything I can about any of my books at any time, ad nauseum, under the right circumstances. But you guys don't want a couple hours long video, and well, that's all I got.